everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is something I really wanted to sit down and film for you moms with either a reflux baby or a preemie baby. Now we got the luck of the draw and our baby is both. She's a preemie as well as has reflux. So for us, since she was in the NICU, we learned right away that you have to be really careful if you choose to bottle feed on what bottles and nipples you choose to give to your baby, because one of the biggest things in the NICU is a baby learning to eat and pace themselves, which means suck, swallow, and breathe without choking or having an overflow of milk everywhere and just creating a big mess. So that's what this video is all about. If you're interested, just keep watching. If not, I'll see you in one of my other videos. Alright, so today's video is all about bottles and nipples that really work for preemie babies and babies with acid reflux, and our baby has both, as I said kind of in the intro. So at our NICU, I don't know if it's the same for every NICU, but for their bottles and nipples, they had the Enfamil slow flow kind of disposable nipples. If you wanted to go with those, they're ones you have to hand wash, warm soapy water, they can't go in the dishwasher, and you can buy them in bulk off Amazon if you would like to, and I'll link that down below if you're interested. But eventually, since they're disposable, you're going to be going through those like crazy because you can't keep washing them in the dishwasher, so they're not as reusable. So eventually, within a couple of weeks, we're like, okay, we need to find a bottle and a nipple that our baby likes, is a decent shape, and the flow isn't too much for her to learn to eat out of. So we first tried the Medela bottles with the Medela level 1 nipples. And they're definitely a different shape than the Enfamil, which I'll link those down below so you can check those out and you'll see how the shape kind of differs. But so the Medela nipples, we tried those first. She did not like the shape of it and the flow was too fast for her, so there was milk coming out everywhere, so she was losing a lot of it because it's just leaking out of the sides of her mouth, as well as a little bit of choking and coughing, which is not unusual for any baby just across the board, but it's just something to keep in mind, especially when you have a premature baby that's still learning to suck, swallow, breathe, and pace themselves while they eat. So we realized that didn't work. So we started kind of trying to research things, thank you Dr. Google, and then we also asked our pediatrician. And we're like, okay, well we looked this up, it seems like Dr. Brown's could be a good option. So she's like, yeah, Dr. Brown's is great. So what we did is we went to the store and we looked at the Dr. Brown's nipples and the bottles. Since our baby is a preemie and also has reflux, we decided to go with the options bottles, which are the new Dr. Brown's bottles with the green vent straw, because you can either put it in or take it out of the bottle and it'll work fine either way depending on if your baby has gas and eats too fast. And reflux can also be affected. If your baby eats too much or too quickly, it'll just all come back up. So that's another good reason why those bottles are really good. But anyways, if you wanted a Dr. Brown's nipple, it is a very similar shape to the Enfamil bottle nipples, and so babies are already used to that shape. It fits in their mouth nicely, I think. And along with that, Dr. Brown's has, in addition to all of their regular size of nipples, they also have preemie nipples, and I'm not sure if they have ultra preemie, but they definitely have a preemie, and you'll see a giant P on it, which just makes it a little bit different, much slower of a flow so the baby doesn't get overwhelmed with milk. Now, so when we went to the store, they didn't have any preemies in stock. They just had level 1s. So what we did was we bought a box of bottles, and those come with a handful of nipples as well. And then we eventually bought like 3 more small bottles. So we had about 5 or 6 level 1 nipples. We're like, okay, hopefully these work, and we won't have to order any preemie nipples because that'd just be even more money. Anyways, so we get home, we try out the nipple, and she does okay with it. It might take them a little bit of learning and pacing because for her it was that first bottle, and every once in a while another bottle after that where she might choke just a little bit and leak a little bit. But eventually, if you help them pace that shape and that slow flow, because they're not all consistent, they'll eventually learn to pace themselves so they don't take too much at once and things like that. So now I want to talk about the inconsistency of slow flow nipples. So one of the things that the speech therapist talks about just in the NICU in general, because the speech therapist can also assess those muscles with suck, swallow, and breathe, is that depending on the brands, they might all have a slow flow nipple, but they're not necessarily all consistent, which is why they might tell you to either go for a preemie nipple or a micro or ultra preemie nipple. So thankfully our baby didn't need that, But she's doing really well with the Dr. Brown, so that's my #1 recommendation if you do have a preemie or a baby with acid reflux. Is a good one that I would say just try out and start with is the Dr. Brown's options with the just level 1 nipple. You might have to pace your baby a little bit, but it seemed to really help. Our baby seems to like it, and it definitely helps with just eating and being able to put something in the dishwasher that you can wash a million times and it's not going to go gross. And yeah, so if this video helped you out or you really liked it, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, subscribe below, and make sure you hit that notification bell so you're notified of when I do upload, which is on Mondays and Fridays. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!